The heights that great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, for they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. The heights that great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. In this presentation, I'd like to focus on the early influences that gave shape to the Creole and artistic sensibility of Derek Walcott. The Nobel Prize Committee, who bestowed upon Walcott the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1992, describes his work as a poetic oeuvre of great luminosity, sustained by a historical vision, the outcome of a multicultural commitment. Derek Walcott, who lived in Trinidad for about 25 years, where he co founded the Trinidad Theatre Workshop, of which he was playwright and director, was born and raised on the island of St. Lucia. In the year 2016, the government of St. Lucia completed the restoration of Walcott's boyhood home. The poet was present at the formal ceremony 1 year before he passed away. As a boy, Walcott attended the Methodist Primary School and later the St. Mary's College, a school for boys run by the Presentation Brothers, an Irish order of Catholic priests. It was at this college that Walcott would receive the foundation of what he formerly famously describes as a sound colonial education. Walcott's father, Warwick Walcott, died when he was only 1 year old. Yet the fact that he was a watercolorist and dabbled in verse was tremendous inspiration to his growing son's interest in painting and poetry. Walcott's mother, Alice Walcott, was the headmistress of the Methodist Primary School. She was a cultural enthusiast who performed Shakespeare, organized concerts, and sewed carnival costumes. Walcott's multicultural commitment, as described by the Nobel Committee, was shaped both by his formal education and his socialization on the streets and yards of St. Lucia. At St. Mary's College, he was exposed to the classics of Western literature, Greek mythology, Greek theater, Shakespeare, English poetry, Latin, and French. However, growing up in the city of Castries also gave him the experience of the street theater, the annual masquerade on the then Columbus Square, and the Papa Jab. That street theater he would later incorporate in what would become perhaps his most widely performed play, Teaser and His Brothers. Walcott would also be strongly influenced by the folk culture of rural St. Lucia. St. Lucian folklorist and painter, the late Harold Simmons, took the young Walcott and some of his contemporaries, notably Dunstan St. Omer, under his wing and carried them to excursions in the countryside where they experienced the expressive culture of the liberated Africans, the flower festivals of La Rose and La Marguerite, the traditional storytelling at wakes, the cooperative kudme that facilitated the tree cutting in the forest and canoe construction along the coast. Therefore, when the Nobel Committee speaks of Walcott's poetic oeuvre of great luminosity, sustained by historical vision, they were recognizing the huge task that the poet had set out for himself very early in life, that task of embracing his multicultural heritage and utilizing its materials to create a literature that would rank among the world's finest classics. I thank you.